No, well, we all know. Look, we all know that when you get the goal against, it's going to be a different game.
No.
AZ played a little bit that Getafe game today with a lot of defenders.
That's an excuse because you're talking now about the game of AZ today. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about now the last few games we're playing. Hi guys, welcome to Game Talk. Ajax played a very important match today against AZ, number 1 against number 2. We lost the game. Very unfortunate. Well, actually not unfortunate. We played horribly. And today to discuss with me is Papimento.
So, buddy.
Papimento.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you a question. Take it away. What happened today?
Just a bad game. Just so terrible. And it's not the first game we've seen of Ajax that was terrible. Ajax lacks creativity. Even with Promes and Ziyech, they weren't able to create chances. The team wasn't playing right. Passes were even short passes were not crisp and in the foot. And I don't know what's going on with Ajax, but I think they're in a form crisis, to be honest. I mean, all the last 5 matches we've seen, it was all terrible. 2 Getafe games. Heracles, they lost. Today, they lost against AZ. Blind, one of the best passers at Ajax, makes a horrible mistake, which the first goal of AZ came from.
And to be very fair, it was that one we conceded the goal, but he made a lot of horrible passes today.
Yeah, but that's a pass that gave us gave AZ the goal. So even that, you're gonna the whole match you're gonna just run against the defense now, and that's not good for Ajax. And to be honest, they didn't create a lot of chances. So that's also something you have to question about Ajax, how they're playing and how Ten Hag is preparing them for these matches, because they played Getafe, okay, they gave it all, they didn't go through, okay, but that was Europa League. Now you're playing for the number 1 position in the league. Is that what Ajax fans can expect from you?
So everybody was excited, including myself, when I saw the first starting 11, because I saw Promes and Ziyech on the sheet. Mm-hmm. So I thought, you know what, this is going to be a good day for Ajax. You know, we have, apart from Ziyech and Promes, looking at the whole 11, I thought, yeah, Tadic is number 9. Eiting, Martinez on the midfield seems okay to me. Schuurs at the back, together with Blind, experienced player, Dest, Tagliafico. We're ready to go, you know? And AZ is coming to the arena. AZ is coming to the arena. Just let me finish this one. AZ is coming to the arena. They barely have won in the arena. We have a very good track record against them. So all the things before going into the game were in our favor. And then we watch the game and we see something like that. I don't know about you, but I'm really, really pissed off.
I am pissed too. And I gave Ten Hag a high grade when I saw the formation before the match. But you have to question his coaching ability if you see them struggling so much and the only thing you do is one substitute. And the substitute was not even a substitute I would do. So I was really pissed off with the coach today and the way Ajax played today. Atrocious. Something that they really fallen through.
What's the biggest problem of Ajax right now?
Well, as a team, they're not playing at the level they should.
Why is that?
Between the attackers and the midfielders and the defenders, too much space. If I can just pick out some players, Donny van de Beek today plays as a 10, but stays more as a striker than moving in between the lines to get the ball, create openings. Ziyech and Promes, I'm not going to talk about because they're coming back from injury. I knew it was not going to be their best game. But Tadic, seriously, why don't you substitute him?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why does Ten Hag not substitute him?
I would have put Traore in the 60th minute already. And then instead of getting Tadic out, that was really horrible today. You get Ziyech out, and then you put Huntelaar in. moreover, you're creating a lot of chances through the sides, so a lot of crosses coming in. Why don't you change the Huntelaar substitute? Why don't you do that much earlier? Because all those crosses, Tadic is not getting at the end of it. So what do you want to do? And then you take away a Ziyech that can give all those passes that Huntelaar might need to get a goal. I don't understand. It was an attacker for an attacker. That's how I saw that substitute. He doesn't have the capabilities to switch it around.
Who's he? You're talking about the coach.
Yeah, as a coach. Yeah, I mean, you see they're struggling. You see they go into the second half. They have a rest period. It didn't get better. I mean, okay, second half, Ajax was a little bit better in the beginning.
I mean, they were pressing during the game. There were moments in the game they were pressing and trying to ball.
Chances?
No, but the thing is, to me, it seems the whole game. It seemed to me like AZ knew what they were doing. Mm-hmm. They knew where they were standing. They knew when they received the ball what to do with the ball. When I was looking at Ajax today, and not only today, for the past few weeks now, I'm looking at Ajax. There's no organization whatsoever. There is no midfield. That has been the story the whole season. There is no midfield.
No, well, we all know. Look, we all know that when you get the goal against, it's going to be a different game.
No.
AZ played a little bit that tougher game today with a lot of defenders.
No, that's an excuse because you're talking now about the game of AZ today. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about now the last few games we're playing.
Okay.
It's the whole time the same thing, mm-hmm. What I'm seeing. I'm seeing that the midfield is not able to perform.
Agreed.
Yeah?
Agreed.
Partly because Ten Hag has not found his ideal midfield. The midfield options that he has was not what he anticipated, perhaps, with Marin or maybe with Alvarez. Who knows? It's not the same as last year. I understand all that. But it cannot be that we're now in March, almost at the end of the season. We have only 2 months to go. Less than 10 games to go, whether we can bring in the title, yes or no. And he still doesn't know which midfield he wants to play. And the midfielders that are playing don't know what to do. The only thing I see, Martinez is a good defensive balance on the midfield. On the ball, he's okay. Eiting, he's coming from a long injury. He's playing a couple of games. You cannot ask for him more than that. But the fact is that he's choosing Eiting now. Yeah? And then before that, Gravenberch sometimes. And before that, you know how many times he switched the midfield this season?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
But, that's not even a problem because, look, even if like, for instance, Martinez was sick and he was still good enough to play today, I saw 2 shots from distance and both of them were from Martinez.
Okay, but if
then I see Tadic on the 16th, mm-hmm. on the 16-meter line, okay, and he goes for a pass. Who has the better shot to get that goal?
If Martinez is ill,
mm-hmm.
Ziyech is not 100%. Mm-hmm. Promes is not 100%. Mm-hmm. Whatever the excuse can be. Blind is not 100% because don't forget, with the heart condition he hadn't played for like 8 weeks or something. So he also has to try, and he said that, he admitted that last time, he had to find his groove and his rhythm back again. Okay. And you see it because he made a mistake against Heracles, a crucial mistake that led to us losing the game. And now he's the one that caused the first goal, which changed the whole dynamic of the game. I agree. Because now we were chasing the whole time. Mm-hmm. Yeah? The thing that I'm trying to say is, and that's something that I've seen Ten Hag do also in the past, he's trying to force players to play, even if they're not 100%. And then he's choosing only from 12 or 13 players, and all the other bench players that he has, they don't count. They're not. Yeah, they're on the registering sheet. They're on the sheet with the players, but they don't do anything. He doesn't use them.
No,
and they can play the last 5 minutes of the game.
And then when he wants to use them, it's in a critical match in which they don't have any form, and then he expects them to play like a Ziyech in his top form.
So what does it mean for me? What does it mean? Mm-hmm. The way I read it as Ten Hag does not have enough confidence in the other players. That the rest
could be.
Second thing, what could be also is that Ten Hag doesn't know what to do, and I'm inclining basically on the last one because I really think Ten Hag doesn't know what he's doing right now.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as he doesn't know what he's doing, but I think he lacks the capabilities of getting the strategy right in a game, even though he didn't start with the right strategy. He cannot switch it around. He cannot bring in the substitutes to change the game to how he wants it to be played.
Yeah. Exactly.
There is no plan B for Ajax.
There's no plan B.
It's only how he trains, and that's it. And then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's how I see it now.
Yeah,
from Ten Hag.
exactly. Because now you're seeing not only Getafe, it started already with Groningen. Groningen already knew they had to keep the lines close, back, and just give a long ball and try to counterattack Ajax. Heracles is doing the same. Getafe did the same. And now AZ is doing the same. So after a while, as a coach, you have to realize, hey, listen, these teams know already how we play because Ajax already always wants to make combination football and do it down the middle. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if this doesn't work, they want to give a long ball behind the defense in the 16-yard. Not working either. I think Ten Hag has a very huge problem at the moment. I'm pretty sure he has a huge problem. And I will go even further. Again, I'm very pissed off. Not because we lost the game. It's because we're in a bad form. A run that is really not something you can explain with these players that we have. Don't forget, we have the best players of the Eredivisie by far. Mm-hmm. It's not even a close thing. But compared to AZ, PSV, Feyenoord,
look,
it's not even close.
I agree with you. The first 11 are miles away from the rest of the competition.
So what's wrong?
But if you go to the second tier players, no, I don't agree with you.
No, why
is
that?
They would be as good as an AZ player.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they're not worse.
No. But come on, we see today Tagliafico is the only one fighting to win the duels and fight. Where were the others?
No.
If it doesn't work with football, with just the passing and what we're used to of a creative and attacking football and the passing of Ajax, then fight a little. Go for it. And Tagliafico is giving that example. Why are you not doing it?
I think that Ajax was pressing. When they came out the second half, they really came with the intention
that was the
of
second
pressing.
half. But the first half was seriously terrible.
It was terrible. But that's because they make mistakes. They're not positioned well. They're vulnerable for counterattacks. There is no chemistry, as I explained. So these are the things that I'm worried about. And Ten Hag really has to start looking at his team and trying to find the right key of the team. You know, like the way he has to connect the dots.
To be honest, I think it's over for Ten Hag at Ajax after this year. I think he's going to go look for another challenge because...
He's going to look for another challenge?
To be honest, we've had a discussion before. We always questioned Ten Hag's capabilities. And when Frankie and De Ligt were here, he had a very good season. And that's why everybody gave him the benefit of the doubt. He's a good coach. But now we're seeing, okay, now he's getting the injuries. Now he's getting the problems. Now he's getting confidence issues. Now we're seeing players that aren't quite there. And we're not seeing Ten Hag really acting on those.
He doesn't know how to manage the situation.
Making them better, getting them out of their crisis. Lots of things happening, which I think he lacks the experience or he lacks the quality. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty worried, to be honest. I don't even know if we're gonna make it to the end. I don't know if we're gonna win the title. We have an Utrecht game coming up this Wednesday, semi-final. Utrecht looking at the game now, they're thinking, you know what, we're gonna do the same.
Well, I can't believe Ajax will be as terrible as today.
Yeah, but that's what I thought against Heracles as well. That's what I thought about against Groningen as well. That's what I thought against Getafe when we played in Spain as well. Every time I'm shocked.
Yeah,
every time.
I did see some glimpses of Promes, of Ziyech that had some okay moments.
But Ziyech was very frustrated today. The only thing he was doing being frustrated at other players.
I know. But that's also frustration because he's not playing perfectly. So the team wasn't playing right, and I think a leader as Ziyech shouldn't be getting frustrated at the team. He should be reacting in a different way to get them motivated or in the right state of mind. So that's a bad reaction from Ziyech because that it will not help the team at all, giving that kind of reaction.
So a couple of games coming.
Yeah,
we have the semifinals of the Dutch Cup this Wednesday. Then no more Europe, as we know. Mm-hmm. A couple of games coming up. We still have to play against Feyenoord. We have to go to Rotterdam. And let's see what happens because Feyenoord is still unbeaten under Dick Advocaat. So to tell you the truth, I'm pretty worried. And I'm starting to question whether we can bring whether we can win the back-to-back title this year. I was very, very confident a couple of weeks ago. Vanished. All the confidence I had is vanished.
The only confidence or hope that I still have is that Promes and Ziyech can get their link-up play back and their form. And if they get their form, then Ajax is saved.
But you know what you're saying, right? Just to finish off, you know what you're saying. You're saying basically that the individual quality of the players will make us maybe pull it to the end.
Yeah.
You're not talking about having the team perform better.
That's
as a whole, as a unit.
But as I'm seeing the last couple of weeks, the team is incapable of winning from Heracles, winning from Getafe, and winning from AZ. So, yeah, that doesn't give me hope. The only hope I still have is that they can get to the level they had in the beginning of the season, and they will start scoring goals. Because to be honest, the first season, Ajax was scoring 4 goals, 5 goals, easy. And now they're having a lot of issues just creating one chance on goal.
Yeah. All right. Anything? Final words?
No, I'm just done. I'm tired after this game. I just want to go home, relax. Let's see next game what happens.
All right. Thank you for being here.
Anytime.
Guys, thank you for watching. Let's hope Ajax form will pick up in the next matches. We'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.